and regret it. So warm welcome to our Product Management Meets IGEL community session. Today is the public session where our product management team will share insights about the roadmap, things that we're working on the next, let's say, 6 to 12 months. We have information on the short term, we have information on the longer term, and therefore we have a couple of our product management colleagues joining. We have Florian Strobel on the call, who is responsible of the WUMS part. We have Dennis van Dam for all the cloud services. I'm seeing also, let me check, Christian Werner, the product manager of IGEL OS, and Michali Maridakis, who is in charge of the hardware. Did I miss someone from this? Oh, Siegfried. So yeah, I missed Ziggy. So Siegfried Mang is in charge of the IGEL OS apps. If I missed someone or if I told wrong dependencies, just feel free to correct me. And from there, who wants to make the start?
I guess I have the honor.
Yay! Christian, how are you?
Not too bad. How are you doing today?
It's Monday. I'm coming back from a festival. What should I say? I'm feeling like a 50-year-old man.
Okay, that's good to hear. So I guess you had good fun, and that's the most
Yes.
important thing, man.
I'll just need a week to recover, but that's good. It was a
Okay.
fun time. Thanks for asking, Christian. Okay, the stage is yours. Feel free to discuss whatever you want. And for all our attendees, it would be great if you have questions to put them in the chat, because the Q&A section is, if I remember right, not opened on a normal meetup. So from there, I will try to bring the questions up or ask them at the end. Christian, are you
Yes,
ready?
I guess so. So can you see my screen?
We do.
And it looks like a presentation stuff. Then
Yeah.
we are correct. Yes,
Yes.
then yeah, hi and good day, Archer community. A pleasure to be here again. And we are happy to share some new details of our upcoming releases. With me, Florian, you introduced the guys, so the product line owner for the UMS piece, and also Dennis, the product line owner for the cloud services, will present some stuff, and then, yeah, we can continue. I will start, so I'm Christian, I'm the product line owner for IGEL OS, and therefore I start with the corresponding topics, so the apps and the base system. So I just remove the camera, disable that because the performance is quite weak.
Then you're not working on IGEL, I guess.
Partly. So at that point of time for presentations, not always. So yeah, nevertheless, let's start. Some phone is ringing.
Yeah, let me check if I have to mute someone.
Okay. Yeah. Then let's continue. Yeah, as you know, we are offering everything the user needs in regards of VDI. Now with IGEL OS 12, we are focusing also on software as a service solutions, applications, which means we need to offer an easy to use base system with all user relevant options available. Basically, this is what we are offering with the Tray apps and the nice design. But furthermore, in regards of software as a service, browsers are quite relevant topic. So therefore, we are supporting more and more browsers and solutions. This combined with our local unified communication tools, so Progressive Web App for Teams, the local Zoom client are already available. And for the local WebEx app, we are currently clarifying the distribution rights with Cisco to offer this also in the very next time as official app to make the unified communication stuff complete. Of course, browsers, what we are offering, so Chromium and Firefox. Firefox was recently updated with more features and options. So it is now possible to separate start pages for separate and more instances, and more security options are also offered now. Chromium is basically updated in a constant way all the time for offering all current and related security fixes. So this is evergreen and an ongoing topic. And we are working with Microsoft on offering the Edge browser. The technical preview exists and distribution rights are now clarified. And we are working on the final app release. Release candidate is currently in the QA for qualification, and we are quite confident to release it very soon as an official app. So this is definitely a good and big story, because this is also relevant for the Intune agent, which is also a topic on our end, which is in progress. So you need the Edge browser for using Intune agent on IGEL OS. In regards of browser, Island.io, a very interesting and manageable browser via separate management stuff. So all options can be set via separate management console. Technical preview is also available. And if you want access to that, please drop me a note and we will clarify the delivery with Island. GA release and corresponding offering in our official app portal is also in progress as mentioned, and we try to offer that end of August, but basically and definitely until Disrupt in September in Munich. Also Citrix will offer an enterprise browser. This is announced for Q3. And also here, a technical preview is already available in the Playground app portal. So if you are interested in that, just reach out to the community guys or to the IGEL pre-sales contacts. And more general options I'm planning, so offering more and more browsers requires a default browser handling. This is already the topic of the 12.5.0 release. Means just click on an URL, this default browser is opened, and this is also used for SSO, etc. Just let me check. Oh, this was too fast. And also worth to mention in regards of browser, so what we are offering also with that, or want to offer is an easy switch to change the default secure browser config to a more open browser. So downloads, cookies are possible then, safe downloads and bookmarks, printing and multimedia on website is offered. Currently, this is restricted due to security concerns. With just one button, you just have then the standard options. So the regular browser with regular functions and options as you know it from the browser at your private PC. So just with one button, you have everything in place you want. And furthermore, we want to offer a user-based browser if SSO is used. So with that, the SSO login syncs all personal browser data. So stuff like bookmarks, saved passwords, and history just with your user login on IGEL OS. So now we can continue with the next slide. Yes. Besides of that, more and more apps are offered. Most recent app releases are the IGEL agent for Imprivata 1.0.2 with some new features like the fast user switching support. Also IGEL blurring for blurring the local webcam, completely independent on the used unified communication solution. HP BIOS tools for updating BIOS and set specific settings on supported HP devices. Of course, in a remote way, as everything. And a lot more new apps and updates. PowerTerm is now offered. Also IBM iAccess, so the most used terminal emulation solutions are now available. Serial port redirection from Firewall Attack. This is usable for AVD, Windows 365, Citrix, and Horizon, besides of all the other redirection options. And of course, we are updating the main apps also in a regular way. So the Citrix Workspace app, Omniso Horizon client, HP Anywhere client, Amazon Workspaces client, and all further IGEL desktop as a desktop as a service apps. So like IGEL AVD, IGEL Windows 365, and of course IGEL Remote Desktop as well. And necessary in the hybrid world and all unified communication plugins like the WebEx VDI and also the local tools are also updated in a regular way, and of course also smart card libraries are permanently offered just to be at a good state, that we have the complete system at a good and current level. So what is in progress at that moment? So Amazon Workspaces client 2402, now with SAML support. There we are working also on a release candidate. This will go hopefully this week in the QA, and we release it quite soon then as GA release. Smart card solution 90 meter is not offered yet, but will come quite soon for OS 12. Monitoring solution like the Lakeside SysTrack. Workspace ONE Intelligent Hub also in progress. With that, the IGEL OS devices are available in Workspace ONE. Jabra Express, and this enables remote update and management of connected headsets. And also one of the very demanded topics is in progress. This is the seamless web access, web app support via IGEL Remote Desktop. This is known from IGEL OS 11, will now be offered with a new technical base, so with IGEL RDP 3. And more to come. So I recommend to check the regular PM updates. As far as I know, Sebastian shares that every week. As mentioned, so updates are permanently offered, so necessary to keep the whole system at a good and current level. And of course, we are offering also all new features of the partner solutions as the corresponding app updates. And partner solutions, quite a relevant point with IGEL 12, because with IGEL 12, we enhanced also the possibilities for our partners. So with the corresponding SDK, partners are now able to create the app on their own. This makes it easier for them as they are very flexible when it comes to app updates or configuration changes. Always, and of course, in cooperation with us, and in general, all apps are checked from our security and QA department before we are publishing them on our app portal. So also all third-party created apps are IGEL validated. Yeah, so solutions to come to make the remote management of connected headsets complete. ePost Connect is in progress. This was already implemented in iOS 11, now ported to OS 12. So also here updating of firmware of the headsets and set configs on ePost headsets. As mentioned, Island.io is preparing their GA release. Parallels will get an updated version very soon, now with improved and added config parameters, and a lot more to come. So Worksport, VDN, Cameo, Gispo, and a lot more partners are currently working on the app SDK to offer the app for iOS 12. Recently released was secure USB management via the DriveLock solution. Chasm workspaces and Decision by Frame. Frame was also already updated since the initial release, and also a very nice browser-based solution for virtual desktop delivery. So definitely worth to check and worth to have a look on all the new solutions we are offering now with our partners. So worth to underline, these are completely new solutions, so not offered with iOS 11 or before. So we are extending the feature set with iOS 12, with the app SDK, and our new partners in a constant way. So then let's switch to the base system and the upcoming main stable releases. The 12.5.0 will make us ready for the future, so to say, because with that release, we will move to Debian 12, aka Bookworm, as we are receiving security fixes and updates in an earlier way with that base. And of course, security is one of the main parts of iOS, so this is mandatory for us. But of course, we make sure to stay compatible to Ubuntu 20.04, 22.04, and also upcoming 24.04. So all current available apps will work also with the new base, so with 12.5.0 as well. Minor kernel updates will be offered due to related security fixes. So it means we will stay on kernel LTS 6.6, but updated a minor version. Just necessary to have also the security fixes in place. Proxy support on system level will be re-implemented, and we move to Pipewire as a new audio server, so no Pulse audio anymore, as this is definitely quite outdated. And with that, we will have a lower latency, more compatibility, especially with Bluetooth devices. And with release of the 12.4.2, we are now offering also limited support for devices with 2 GB RAM only. Basically, these devices are definitely not state-of-the-art, but these are fine to use for classic VDI, but without any multimedia or unified comms. So please see a reference article in our knowledge base for all and the full details. And as mentioned, default browser handling is implemented with that the corresponding browser is opened when clicking links used for SSO, etc. Tray apps, we are offering these also in a constant way, so we are not complete yet. So also here further tray apps are offered with the 12.5.0. We have now the printer tray app. This requires CUPS as technical base and offers possibilities to search and use local or via network connected printers. Printers can be manually added, and of course the app provides also for network connected printers. You can manually add printers, and you have also a nice overview of running and queued print shops. So everything combined in just one app. And furthermore, also Bluetooth is now offered via new tray app. With that, new devices can be easily connected and paired. Extra benefit is that the battery status of the connected Bluetooth device is visible via the already available battery tray app. So you have everything in place the user needs just with our tray apps. Also quite nice, and upcoming is the federated identity across IDPs. This is also given with that release. With this, IDPs can be mixed, so Entra ID can be used for authentication against Okta and vice versa. Basically, all offered IDPs can be used and mixed now with release of this version. Also worth to check. So hardware support, still a huge topic for us as we want to offer the best possible hardware support for x86-based endpoints. And besides of offering support for the older devices, we are focusing on support of most current and new platforms of our partners. With 12.4.2, we offered official support for the current LG QAM models in 14, 15, and 17-inch, and also for the current Lenovo ThinkPad L14 in Gen 5. With 12.5.0, we are adding 2 stationary Lenovo devices to the list, so ThinkCenter M70 and M75Q in current generation are added. And also support for virtual environments is then offered, so using IGEL OS with VMware VirtualBox or VMware Workstation is officially supported again. I mean, Oracle VMware VirtualBox, sorry for that. Then, so 12.5 is targeted for September 18th. End of the year, we will offer the 12.6.0. Focus topic of that release is definitely stabilize the system. Of course, with the base system upgrade to Debian, we will focus and try to fix any potential issues. Of course, there aren't any, but if there are any, we are focusing on that. And of course, we want to offer the most demanded features improvements. Therefore, this is the main topic here. Planning of that release is currently in progress, so the list is not complete and confirmed yet, but we want to offer some internal optimizing of read-write partition handling, so necessary if you have more browsers in place. VPN support in multi-stage environments. Currently, you don't have any possible authentication in multi-stage, which is necessary for VPN, so you can't update in a proper way if multi-stage is triggered, so this will be handled. Shared Workplace will be re-implemented, but just with focus on the on-prem authentication. Therefore, the name will be also changed because Shared Workplace is a little bit misleading. Current idea is to call this feature UMS as authentication browser because you are using that for AD on-prem authentication on IGEL OS. More options for notification handling on OS, so differentiate and select which notification should be shown. So only app relevant, only system relevant, security messages, or disable that stuff at all. So this will be offered. And we are working also on an accessibility framework for IGEL OS 12. That should be offered as app then. Accessibility offers high DP, high contrast, big mouse pointer, text-to-speech, everything which is related to the accessibility topic, which will definitely be a huge topic next year. Also kernel update, this is not defined yet, but quite sure we will offer a new version with this release just to offer support for the current chipsets and devices. The first big release in 2025 will include then the new modern desktop. Here a new window manager will be used, and with that we are able to make IGEL OS 12 even more fancier. We will offer an additional design with a modular taskbar. Optical effects are also possible then, so transparency effects and stuff like that. Also, this means that the unified design system will be then also used on OS 12. This is already implemented on the web-based UMS and the IGEL app portal, and then also on IGEL OS 12. Basically, this is a complete rework. So the rework will include, of course, all Tray apps, the taskbar, the lock screen, task switcher, setup assistant, so basically everything which is related to IGEL OS. But as mentioned, in addition, so there's an option to keep also the old concept with the one taskbar. Then let's see. I guess I have a demo prepared. Let's see if this works. Okay, just a second. I have to switch the screen.
So I get the survey that we started a couple of months ago regarding the modern desktop hopefully helped you guys to find the correct approach, right?
Yes, exactly. So basically, the result was 50-50. Therefore, we've decided to do both options. So the old design with the one taskbar and the new floating panel concept. The concept you are seeing now is the floating panel concept. I hope you can see it. Yes, okay.
Yeah, we do.
So as mentioned, everything is basically reworked on with the modular design. You see here that's it's a spacey design. You have a lot of free space at the desktop, and everything is redesigned. So we will have a new start menu. You see then the effects. You see the transparency. So this is just possible with the new window manager. Of course, you have now here the quick start app. Of course, all opened apps are also visible there. Of course, you can open the local app portal. And basically everything which is opened is also available here in that stuff. You can search for stuff, and of course, you can also switch the taskbar as you want. And you see also the reworked tray apps. So let's open maybe this one. So this is the new split tray app introduced with the 12.4.0 release. So basically everything is reworked. You have everywhere the nice effects like the transparency, and all apps are even more simplified as they were introduced.
Please, guys,
So
let us know what you think, because I mean, every time I'm seeing the new desktop, it never stops to amazes me. But we're not doing that for our own employees, at least not mostly. So guys, please give us a feedback in the chat if you can, if you like it, if you see something which might to be needed to be redesigned. But it's a huge step, I must say. I mean, it's nothing compared to OS 11, 10, or 5. It's just, yeah. It seems like a real operating system and not a thin client operating system anymore.
exactly, and exactly this is the goal. So we want to offer the IGEL OS, which makes fun to use, which is not only the gate to the VDI, but also the operating system you want to use every day with browser-based applications for local unified communication solutions. Everything in just one place in a handy and fancy way. So, and the nice thing about the unified design system is that we can offer also nice theming for the whole stuff. So green theme, but of course the favorite is always the dark theme, and you can switch directly to that.
Leon,
So
that's only for you. Leon Badge, it's only for you. We made this only for you. Thank you,
I like
Christian.
it as well, but you see when you just change the theme that everything is changed also. The local app portal, as shown before, has now also in the dark mode. So basically everything is now redesigned and has the dark mode in place. And of course also the tray apps. So the audio stuff, as example, is now also clean, fancy, and in a dark mode. So everything is just, I would say, one fluent change. Okay. That's it for the demo. So I hope you liked it. And then I'll switch again. And so big thanks to Lars, our new designer, who is doing a constantly outstanding job for making all the fancy stuff on our end.
And he is on the call, so if you want to
He
thank
is.
him directly, just drop him a direct message. He will be more than happy to receive something from you.
I'm quite sure about that, yeah. Okay, so then let's continue. And basically, this is also my last slide. I'm talking quite a while now. Yeah, deployment of IGEL 12. So what is needed to have IGEL 12 in place? We are offering several options for that. Of course, the inline migration from IGEL 11 to 12. Pixie deployment via specific OSC images, SCCM, I would say the more modern and highly used way for mass deployment nowadays. Therefore, we offered more options for SCCM, so license files and certificates can be directly installed and deployed with the initial deployment. And of course, always the corresponding binaries offer IGEL 12 rolling or stable releases for the direct installation of the current versions are offered as well. OSC for Windows, so to convert to Windows 10 or Windows 11 devices in a direct way. This is now also possible via corresponding tool. And all the tools and all the binaries are available via the software download section at igel.com. Not related to deployment, but also a nice tool we have offered is the UDPocket Starter. With that, it's quite handy for customers who are using the UDPocket in the home office, but are not able to adjust the boot order on the device at home. So this just changes the boot order in a Windows system. Well, of course, also a possible way is buying just new devices from our partners with pre-deployed IGEL. And that's it from my side. So thanks for that. I'm now handing over to Florian for the UMS part.
Yes, thank you, Christian. Hello, everybody. My name is Florian Strobel. I'm the product manager for the UMS. And yeah, today I will show you some new features that are currently in process and what we plan in the future. I want to start with a release announcement. So this Wednesday, we will release the UMS 12.5.120. This includes a very important Tomcat update based on a CVE. So yeah, this update will be available in 2 days. And if some of you are asking now, wait a minute, we actually just released a 110, right? The answer is correct. And if you go to the next slide, I explain why. So last week, a bug was reported, and we said that it's a very rare bug, but it could have critical impact. So we decided to react quite fast. So we fixed the bug immediately and provided a 110 version last week. So what is this bug about and why do I mention it here? So as I said, it's quite rare and it exists in the UMS version 12.3.110 until 12.5.100. As it was reported for the first time last week, you see it's really rare because it's there already until several versions. And what is it about? So the bug is that in specific circumstances, it could happen that if you execute a command on device folder, this is sent to the wrong folder ID, and this results into sending the command to the wrong number of devices. How can this happen? So I showed it here with the steps. So if you select folder one, and then directly jump to folder 2, and then execute a command on folder 2 to all devices, then the command is actually sent to folder 1 with the devices there. So depending on how many devices are in the folder and which command you were sending, this could be quite critical. So that's the reason we want to be totally transparent here to explain this bug, to explain this behavior. And if you go to the next slide, we can talk about the resolution. So as I said, the affected versions are all versions over 12.3.110. This only includes the UMS web app. So in the UMS console, this does not happen. And to resolve this, we recommend to update to UMS 12.5.110 or to 12.5.120, which will come in 2 days. If there are reasons why you cannot update at the moment, there's also a mitigation. We explain it in the KB article linked here in the slide to show what you can do to prevent sending the commands to the wrong folder. So we want to be totally transparent here. And if you have any questions, please reach out to Sebastian. Okay. Saying that, let's focus on the cool features we are currently doing. So the next feature here is local app repository. What is it about? At the moment, as you know, there are two options how to send binaries to the devices. You could either use our cloud service, the app portal, to get the binaries to the device, or you can configure the UMS as an update proxy. So the binaries are then stored in the UMS. With the local app repository, we will provide a third option, which is made for specific environments like air-gapped environments with no internet connection or with low bandwidth environments. So you can set up an external HTTPS server here, and you can configure the app repository via a profile, send it to the device, and then the device will get the repositories from this new app repository. This is currently in process, and it will be released with the UMS 12.6, which will come in October. Okay, next slide, please. Then let's talk about UMS 12 adoption. We said we want to make it easy to consume our products. Therefore, we want to add more and more features to the UMS web app that you're used to use in the UMS console. The new features here will be the recycle bin and the delete process for configuration objects. Finally, we will have it in the UMS web app as well for the 12.6 version. And also based on the survey we did with you, we got the feedback that it's very important for you to configure custom device attributes. So we will make this possible with the UMS 12.6 as well in the UMS web app. So both recycle bin and configure custom device attributes will be released in October with the 12.6. Then we have a new language support. We will support French language with the UMS and OS. So Sebastian will be happy, I guess. Yeah, and it's based on a new way to translate it. And so we make it more simpler to provide or to support more languages. So more languages will be come in the future more quickly. That's also released for the 12.6. Another great and requested feature is that we will introduce an SSH connection using certificates from the UMS to ICG. So if you want to install or update the ICG via the UMS, you can use SSH public key pair authentication besides of the username and password authentication. And this is also recommended by BSI from Germany and NIST in the US. So yeah, I think that was also requested by the community. This will come with the 12.6. Then this was already announced last time, I guess. So we are currently working on single sign-on for the UMS. So it will include the single sign-on and the related multi-factor authentication for the UMS console and the web app. It's based on OpenID Connect and OAuth 2. So it's compatible with Entra ID, with Okta, with Ping Identity. Yeah. Also, here we will adjust our role-based access control. So you can then assign the permissions to roles, and you can assign users to roles to make this all a possible workflow. So as I said, this is something we are currently working on. This won't be ready for the 12.6 version. So this will be included in the next version, which will be approximately end of this year or beginning next year. And with that, I will hand over to Dennis.
Yes, thank you. Christian, I also want to demo something. If you can unshare, then I will quickly share my screen.
Of course I can. Just a second.
Thank you very much.
No, stage is yours, man.
Okay, there we go. So you should see my screen.
Yeah.
Yes, nice. Okay, so let's repeat a bit what we told about it last time already. So the plan is to deliver a app creator portal in the upcoming release. So during Disrupt, we will launch this product. What will this be? it will be.
Dennis,
Yes.
just a question. Should we see something on the screen which is not the slide?
Not yet.
Okay. Then everything is fine.
If you wait a minute, yes, you'll see something.
I will.
So we're going to launch this during Disrupt in in Munich, sorry. And the intention here is just the first step is to replace the custom petition functionality that we currently have for OS 11. We simply don't want custom petitions for applications in our OS anymore. So therefore, we want to provide an easy way of creating apps. So these will be still based on installation scripts, or how we call them, recipes, which will be available on GitHub. And you can take the app binary of the vendor, upload them to a system. You don't need to set up any Linux system or something. Simply upload the stuff and hit a create button and wait a few minutes, and then you'll receive an app from our system, which is signed automatically with your company certificate, which we will automatically deliver to you if you register for this project. So I will show what we intend to do there. So basically, we will deliver you something that you're familiar of. The login will not be like this. It was my mock-up, but as you all know, we now have a single sign-on back, which is based on AWS Cognito, and that pop-up that you get if you go into the app portal or go into ServiceNow or the customer portal, that pop-up that you get, it will also be the pop-up that you'll see here. But bear with me, I will log in here. So you do your login. Once you're logged in, you go to the app portal or in the customer portal, you don't need to log in anymore. It's a single sign-on step, so it's cool. You can then upload your recipe, which you get from GitHub, just like you did with the stuff that you had to do for OS 11 custom petitions. So let me select something. I already have a music app here open. So it will upload it to our backend system. There will be a Docker and Docker system. So anyone who wants to try to kill our systems will fail, because it will kill just the internal Docker and not the external Docker. So then you'll have to go to the vendor website, download the Debian file, and then also upload it here. In the background, you should also see the referent URLs. You could also put in the URLs there, and we'll get it, and we'll clone the GitHub, and we'll download the actual Debian file. So I'll open this. It will upload the file also, and once this is done, everything should be green here. So company's signing certificate is provided by us automatically as soon as you sign up for this program. Your super admin has to check some boxes for this in the customer portal. So I uploaded the recipe, I uploaded the binary, and now I'm ready to create the app. So still no knowledge needed. If you can log into Facebook, you can also do this. I'll hit create. If you reject this, it's the same as an installer on Windows. Cancel will kill the process. So create and then acknowledge this. The terms and conditions are being written now, will be available on the website. I click acknowledge. There's some progress here. And depending on how big your app is, it might take a few minutes, of course. We will not store anything. Why not? Because we don't have redistribution rights for most of the stuff. So we will be sued for that then. So that's why if I click download and there's a download success, so in HTTP 200, it will directly be sent to the recycle bin. And now, if I check my files, there's an installer file which can be used. You have to upload this to the UMS and deploy it from there. But then still, your OS will not allow this to run. For that, you'll have to go into the download section here and then download and deploy your company app signing certificate. You are not allowed to share this. Anyone who wants to do the same thing again has to download the recipe, download their own signing certificate, deploy it via the UMS, So you deploy this one, you deploy that one, and the app will run. So the next app that you create will use the same certificate. So deployment of the certificate is only a one-time action. Deployment of the apps, if there's a new app, you have to rebuild it again. But again, no Linux knowledge needed. This is how we want to improve the user experience in creating the custom petitions, which we will now then see as apps. That's basically what we're going to deliver during the Disrupt event. So what's next? So this is the App Creator portal that I just showed. It's an easy way for creating apps for anyone who wants to have an app. You don't need knowledge, nothing. But of course, we need people like Ron Nader who create the apps, where we then subscribe the actual recipe, which we then upload into the GitHub environment that we have. So for that, we're currently finishing with legal how to give you guys, for example, if you're interested, the app SDK. And then on GitHub, there will be a lot of information. Some information will be on the actual academy, explaining to you the savvy contributors, how to create this and how to share it then. So once you have created it, it will not go through our QA or security, just like with custom petitions. It will simply generate the recipe, which we then share on the GitHub. And for this one, of course, you do need some basic knowledge of Linux because you have to install the SDK. We are currently also checking if we can provide you with a Docker. So you can all simply grab the Docker, say Docker run, enter, and then do your stuff there. So it would be faster, but that's something that we're looking into. So hopefully this left part, the creator portal, already helps as soon as we have a lot of recipes. And then if you guys are interested, then please reach out to Sebastian. Perhaps we're going to do some survey or something to get a list of people and then go over the full process, perhaps in a meeting like this, to together build the first app and then hopefully get apps like Simon Townsend said before. Then the next step will be download statistics. In the next version, the 12.5 version, which we will release during Disrupt, there will already be statistics in a database. So we will start gathering the information. The next step will then be the amount of apps being downloaded over the last 30 days. Exactly the same as what Google does. So if you check back an app that was released 2 years ago, then it might say or zero, either zero or the last status of that month when it was deployed the last time. I don't have that tactics in brain, but it will not count on top of what was there. It will reset after a month again. So this should be helpful to see what apps are popular. So first release will be just storing information for us to continue to provide you guys with information about the app's download statistics. And that's for this year what we're gonna deliver to you guys from Cloud Services side. Back to Christian. I'll unshare. I find my bar.
So are there any slides left?
I don't know.
Let me see. No, basically that was
Key
that
goals.
slide.
Oh.
Oh shit. Oh yeah, sorry.
Thank you.
Just a second. So I have to
take your time, but in the meantime, you have a lot of really positive feedback in the chat regarding the App SDK and the developer portal. So just in case, I will share it afterwards as an export. But if you want to go through before we leave the session, it's something which was long awaited, and the feedback is really good.
Cool. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad to hear. So basically, it's just 2 slides are left. So the key goals: easier to deploy everything. Basically, UMS stuff, easier to deploy apps, easier to consume, make IGEL OS super easy to use, make it more fancy, make it easier, and of course also with the App Creator portal. We're making things quite easy to create the app for iGEL 5 directly on your own. And of course, that's perfect. That's the key goals for 2025. And thank you.
Great, guys. Thank you very much for taking A, the time, and B, all the content that we already got internally now in a public session. We have a couple of questions. So since we have 15 minutes left, I don't want to overstress your time, but I will just pick them up from a chronological perspective. So the first question is coming from Renee, the news one. Any news regarding IGEL Insights service telemetry data the customer can get access to? I get the question is more related to Florian and Dennis.
Yes. So I think the deployment that we already have for UMS, we changed the insight services from an opt-in, opt-out version to be enabled by default because everything is already anonymized there. It's still gathering information. And next step for beginning of next year will be that we will also provide you with access to this information. So we're currently building a transformation from the location where the data is now into our data warehouse, creating reports there. And then beginning next year, there should be access for you guys also there. And then on request, we will improve the reports, of course.
Very good. René, I hope we...
Sorry. UMS is correct, I think, Florian?
Yes, so the idea would be that we can provide dashboards to you. So then on the landing page in the UMS web app, you have then a great dashboard with fancy charts about most used apps and so on. So yeah, this is planned, as Dennis said, for beginning of next year. And this will be probably part of the UMS, correct?
Mm-hmm. And we're gonna move it to another data warehouse because, of course, we have more information coming from other systems. And for example, we don't know which vertical you're in from out of the Insight Services perspective, but we do know in which vertical you're in from out of another perspective. So we can then map that information and, for example, on the later stage say, okay, and others in your vertical have this, use that, etc. So we can do way cooler stuff there.
And if you have ideas about which insights you're interested in and which numbers are very helpful for your daily tasks, please send it to Sebastian or to us. I think you all have our contact data also in Slack. So please feel free to help us to create the best dashboard we can provide to you.
Yeah.
Very good. Thank you, Florian. Thank you, Dennis. I just went through the chat. The other questions were already answered by Ziggy and Christian Werner. So last call for questions, guys. Because if no other questions should come up, I would be more than happy to give a little bit time back to our product management colleagues who really deserves a little bit of free time.
I have just one announcement. So I don't know who of you guys will join our Disrupt in Munich in September, but we will have an additional UI UX booth there. So Lars Schrepel, who's also part of this meeting right now, he's our UI UX expert, and together with the product owners, he will be at the Disrupt and trying to get feedback about our product. So what you like, what you don't like. We will probably provide some user tests just to see how you use our product. So we would love if you visit our booth there and give feedback. Would be great. Thank you.
That's really cool. I mean, we have a lot of US guys on the call, but if you're watching the recording and you're planning to attend the Disrupt event, just drop me a note and I will be happy to forward you an IGEL community discount code. That's one thing. And the other thing is, if you know when you will be there, I will be happy to introduce you to the product management colleagues. Okay, good. I would say there is one question from Milan on the binary. The topic is still in an investigation. It's about Ziggy, in case you are still listening. It's about the network tool in OS 11, which changed to administrator mode and not the user mode anymore. So you have to enter a password if you have an admin password set. I know you are still on it. So Milan, we will definitely come back to you on this. It's still a question which is on an investigation.
Yeah, I think the checking is currently with the security team, right, Sebastian?
Yeah, it's still on Matthias Huber's side.
Yeah.
Okay. Then, guys, I would say thank you very much for your time, for all your efforts. And you see the community is more than thankful for all you delivered until now. And they're really excited about what is coming next. Okay. Thank you very much for all who attended and for everyone who is watching the recording. If you're not part of the IGEL community, please join us on join.igelcommunity.com and see you next time. See you guys. Thank you again.
See you. Bye.
Bye.